part 3. So we're going to continue to kind of just mess around with our with our watercolor pencils, which we're just using like regular color pencils because that's something that you can do with them. So I decided to just do some classic techniques on some spheres. I drew some circles. I'll turn them into spheres. I'll try hatching with them, cross hatching, do stippling, scumbling, and then cross contour as well. I'll start with cross contour though because I haven't talked about that one in a while. You guys did this with pen when we were doing pen and ink, but remember that you take like lines. It's like doing cross hatching or hatching, but just make sure that the your lines hatch around and follow the form of the sphere. So you might need to kind of rotate your paper as you're going. It's a little easier that way. And then I'm just going to pretend I have like a light source coming from this direction. And what's cool is I can kind of like layer up my colors too. So I get the wonderful effect of color pencils. Mine's looking a little funky right now, but I'll get there. Okay, I'll come from the opposite direction too. Just make sure that, there we go. Make sure that my cross contour lines follow that form. And end up looking nice and round. It helps the sphere look more round than just doing flat lines. And if I want to, I can come in and do like other colors in there as well. I'll do a hatching right now though, because that was pretty complicated. So what I'll do is I'll do some analogous colors. I'll do the warms and hatching. I just use those flat lines, flat parallel lines. And the closer they are together, then the darker something appears. Yellow will be my lightest color though, because we always work from light to dark with colored pencils. And then I'll come in, I'll have another light source, there we go. And do some hatching. Remember where I think the highlight would go, kind of a classic sphere. And then I'll work from lighter to darker, so I'm going to come in with the red next. And my video might run out, but I will just continue to kind of practice with my different techniques over here. So cross contour is done, and I'm working on hatching right now. And then I'll do one in cross hatching and stippling and scumbling. Scumbling's my favorite. You probably know that already. If I want, I can come in and do a little cast shadow as well. Oops. Okay. I'm going to do the scumbling because it's my favorite. I'll do some cool colors. Scumbling is that nice scribble. And another light source. It's that nervous, frenetic kind of scribbling. And I'm doing this rather fast because I know I'm going to run out of time. And I'll just work from lighter to darker. So did the light green first, and then I'll go in with the regular green to start to add more of the shadow on the object, and then I'll come in with the blue. But it's a great way to add texture to something, very expressive, kind of nervous texture, very energetic kind of texture. It starts to look like a little globe, like a little planet or something. It's kind of cool. I could play with the pressure I'm putting on the pencil. You know, I could do lighter pressure to harder pressure, and therefore create lighter or darker values depending on the pressure, always remembering that. But yeah, just keep playing around with these. And so it's just so we could get used to working with colored pencils again. That way we can use them wet or dry. In fact, you can kind of come in and put some of these up and mix them. See, there we go. The red purple looks more red purple now. Let me see if I could, I'm doing this with a finger.